last time I spoke to you, I was commenting on Luke chapter 9 and 10. Chapter 9, we have Jesus telling the disciples to pray for workers in the harvest field. And then in chapter 10, it begins by Jesus calling his disciples and commissioning them to go into the harvest field on his behalf. And when Jesus commissioned them, he told them this. He said, "I'm sending you like lambs among wolves." That's a very intimidating commission. That sounds a little bit more like a suicide mission. Lambs among wolves. But his disciples went. And when they returned, there's almost a sound of astonishment in their voices as they said, "Lord, even the demons are subject to us in your name." And then Jesus tells them, "I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy, to tread on serpents and scorpions, and nothing shall harm you." And as I was reading that, I got a kind of a little bit of an epiphany, really. I suddenly saw things from a different perspective. I'd always seen Jesus telling the disciples to go like lambs among wolves as almost an intimidating thing, of feeling very vulnerable as they went. And then my mind somehow went straight into the book of Revelation, where Jesus is, of course, the Lamb. And as we follow the Lamb, we become more lamb-like. By that I mean we become more like Jesus. That's how the whole gospel message works its way out. We are being changed from glory to glory. We are being transformed into his likeness. And so we now, in our day and generation, as lambs, are not vulnerable. We as lambs are not intimidated. We as lambs, even more than those first apostles were, are those who have authority. Jesus said, "All authority in heaven and earth has been given unto me. Go therefore and preach the gospel." And we go as lambs, but not sacrificial lambs. We go as lambs who are like Jesus, the ultimate Lamb of God, who took away the sin of the world. We go like Jesus. In the book of Revelation, there's one place where people cry on the rocks and the mountains to cover them because the wrath of the Lamb has come. Jesus at times is an angry lamb. In another place, we're told that there's a conspiracy to make war against Jesus. The nations, the principalities and the powers form an alliance to make war against him, but it says, "But the Lamb will overcome them, because he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords." And Jesus still sends us out as lambs among wolves, but we have a greater power and a greater authority. We will trample again on scorpions and serpents. We will put the enemy to flight. Jesus conquered a beast and a dragon, and we, in his name, can conquer our world as we go as lambs among wolves. The lamb is stronger than the wolf.